Just dropping in, guys, to give you an update on the e-bike. So I've had a lot of people curious about how well an e-bike holds up over time. And since I just hit that crucial 1,000-mile mark, I thought I'd give you guys some updates, show you guys a couple of pictures from the adventures I've had on my bike, and give you guys an idea of what you can expect long-term from your e-bikes. And we're gonna do all that today on GreenMotion. Don't go nowhere. So that's right, guys. I have done over 1,000 miles on my e-bike. I even have the exact moment that my speedometer hit 1,000 miles. Check it out. And I would like to report that after 1,000 miles, both me and my e-bike are doing fantastic. I've even had a couple of fairly serious wrecks on that thing, but she is tough. In one of those wrecks, I actually took a side view mirror off of a college girl's car up here at the community college in town. But don't worry, I did leave her a note. Of course, the note said, "Sorry about the mirror, sucker." Just playing. I did actually have to pay her $360 to replace that side view mirror. It was right where the bike lane turned into a parking lane for cars. This town is great about trying to create new bike lanes along a lot of the main roads, but there's certain places where they haven't finished the bike lanes yet and they sort of just disappear out of nowhere. This was one of the cases where that bike lane turned into a parking lane, and as I was coming out of it, I had cars on my left hand side, so I couldn't come out too far, was a little too close to the car, hit that side view mirror, ended up going head over heels over the handlebars, but both me and the e-bike bounced right back up, and I was cruising again, same day, no problem. And I can tell you right now, if I had not already been riding that e-bike for 6 months, I would have definitely thrown my back out. But my lower back, my core feel better than they have in years because of all the riding. People don't realize how much of a workout you can get in your core because it's not something you're really conscious of doing, but you are doing those micro adjustments the whole time you're riding. It's like the people who sit on those yoga balls at work, but just not nearly as annoying. And the most serious wreck I had was actually out towards Monitor. That is one of the neighboring towns to us here. I was about 10 miles out on that, coming around a corner through the orchards. So the trees actually went all the way up to the corner, creating a blind turn. And I was doing what you probably shouldn't be doing on your bike, which is trying to straighten the curves out, cutting through the curve tight. And just at that moment, I'd probably gone 4 or 5 miles without seeing a car in either direction. And of course, right on that blind turn, I come around with the car coming right on the other side. I was taking it tight, he was taking it wide. Just about came head on. I had to swerve around him and managed to do that, but unfortunately I was not able to make that turn. I hit the soft gravel shoulder, bike went out from under me. We both slid about 10 feet. I ended up cracking 2 ribs, tore up the whole side of my shirt, my pants. I might even have a quick shot of what I look like after that. But the thing I was probably most worried about was whether I was going to be able to ride that bike back because I'd forgotten to take my phone with me. I was 10 miles out of town, but luckily I was able to dust that bike off, dust myself off a little bit, hopped on it, rode it the 10 miles back into town. Of course, now the people down by Sleepy Hollow at the river and things who I had passed going the one direction, all hella confident, feeling good. Now they had to see me creeping back up. Oh, I'll bent over. Shit's all tore up. I'm bleeding off of my shoulder. But anyways, the bike made it. We both made it. Like I said, I'm feeling fantastic. The 1,000 miles has been one of the best journeys I've taken in my life. And besides that town monitor, I've had a lot of other great rides going out into the hillsides, hitting neighboring towns. I reached Malaga, which is about another 10 miles in the other direction, south of town here. I've been up the #2 Canyon into the hills. I've actually ridden up into some of these hills until the roads ended, and I got a lot of that documented on my Instagram page, but in case you don't follow me there, here's a couple shots to see what I've been up to. Check it out. And of course, you guys can see for yourself that I'm looking fantastic, but I'm sure a lot of you are curious what an e-bike looks like after 1,000 miles of fairly hard riding. So let's pop down, check out what my e-bike looks like. So as you can see, the main wear and tear on that thing has actually been on the tires. You can see I've pretty much ridden the tires right off of that bike. But as far as the rear hub motor and the battery, the crucial components, still working as good as the day I've gotten them. I have seen a little diminishment of range on my battery after 1,000. Now I'm actually closer to 1,200 miles on that bike, where I used to be able to get about 22 miles, all in the highest level pedal assist 5. Now I'm maybe getting about 18, 19 miles, so I have seen a little decrease. I'll usually kick it down and ride for a while in pedal assist 3 or 4 if I'm going on an extended ride. The great part is when I have done some 25, 28 mile rides, I can actually go for about 4 or 5 miles now without even turning the pedal assist on. Just ride it under pure manual power, and I'm doing like 15, 16 miles an hour on that bike, which is fairly heavy for a regular bike. So that just shows what kind of shape I've gotten into. But it really is those long rides up the hills like the #1 Canyon, #2 Canyon Road. I mean, it is just miles of nothing but uphill. Those are the kind of things I would not even attempt to do without that rear hub motor backing me up. And they're definitely too steep for the bike to do it itself, like just hitting that throttle. It would never make it up it. And personally, I could never do it myself. But together, it's like the perfect amalgam of man and machine. Me pedaling hard, the bike working hard. We can both get up about any hill in this freaking town. There's nothing we can't conquer. And that bike, of course, is the very first e-bike I ever got. The one that got me hooked and addicted to e-biking. Pretty much changed my life, not only physically for myself, but I also opened the store and have now been selling e-bikes for the past year or so. And this bike was an Eco-Trick model called the Sport Cool, if you guys are curious which bike I've been on. But it was the one that inspired us to have the same manufacturer create a custom GreenMotion e-bike for us. We did do some upgrades to it, added front suspension, which works great. You can either lock it out, so if you're just doing street riding, you don't have to have that bounce. You can also adjust the tension on the front shocks. We also upgraded to a slightly more powerful 13 amp hour battery and added the fenders and the rack standard on all of our models of e-bike. We have them in both blue and green, so check these out. And yes, not only do they look better than the original, like I said, those improvements we made, I really feel like we've added quite a bit to this bike. So if you guys are in the market for an e-bike, make sure you check out GreenMotionEbikes.com. If you happen to live in the Central Washington area, you can come right down to the store on the corner of Palouse and Wenatchee Avenue. And I do have to say, for me personally and for a lot of other customers we've had, selling almost 200 e-bikes now, I have heard so much response from people that this e-bike has really allowed them to get back into shape. I really think an e-bike is the best way to get back into shape if that's something you're looking to do. Not only are they fantastic transportation, but they really allow you to get into shape and have fun at the same time. But with the e-bike, the difference was between that 5-level pedal assist and the throttle, you really have an opportunity to start having fun on day one with an e-bike and then work your way into shape. So just a fantastic way to get back into shape as well as to get places you're going. And it's just something that almost all of us did when we were a kid riding a bike. It really brings back that joy and that fun that you used to have when you were a kid riding a bike way back when you actually were in good shape. Now you get that same feeling, except you're doing even more than you were ever able to do on a bike. Man, when I'm going up one of those huge long stretches up a big hill, it's like in my mind, I just know I should not be able to be going up this hill doing 18 miles an hour. But with the e-bike, that is possible. You know, going out to the neighboring towns, exploring the mountain roads until the roads end. All of that kind of stuff has become possible now thanks to my e-bike. So I'm really just so grateful that I actually dinged up my car and had to have it in the shop for those 2 weeks a couple years ago, because that's the thing that made me decide to get an e-bike, and it has really changed my entire life. Those of you who already own an e-bike, you know what I'm talking about. And for those of you who are thinking or considering getting an e-bike, trust me, it is going to be one of the greatest things you decide to do. You get it from GreenMotion e-bikes or one of the other e-bike companies, I feel like it is going to be a fantastic improvement in your life and just give you a much healthier, happier lifestyle. So all right guys, I think that is going to wrap it up for my 1,000-mile update. I will definitely come back and do another video for you guys when I hit that 2,000-mile mark. I'm actually closing in on 1,200 miles right now, so I've already put almost 200 more miles on it since I hit that 1,000-mile mark. And so if you guys have not done so already, please do subscribe to this channel and ring that bell. That's going to allow you to get the notifications. Click all so that you get all of the notifications and don't miss a thing. We have some great new products we're going to be taking a look at. Several new models of GreenMotion e-bikes I'm going to be reviewing, as well as other brands and other e-bikes out there. If you have a particular e-bike or e-bike brand you want me to take a look at, put that request down in the comments. I read all your guys' comments. I love looking at them. Otherwise, let me know how your e-biking journey has been, what you like about your e-bike, the kind of miles you've done on it. I love to hear people telling me how many miles they've done on their e-bikes. Other than that, guys, just have yourselves a fantastic e-biking day. If you want to look more at the e-bikes I was talking about today, our custom Eclipse GreenMotion e-bike, you can do that over on the website, greenmotionebikes.com. And of course, I'll catch you right back here on GreenMotion on YouTube. Now I'm going to make like an e-bike and roll up out of here. Peace. Catch you on the next one.